It's usually good for small business owners to belong to professional organizations. I actually belong to several. These professional organizations, they want to increase their numbers, which is good as long as the professional organization is valuable. My name is Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 4, Number 7, which reads, the Downtown Business Association, DBA, in a certain city plans to increase its membership by a total of B businesses per year. There were B businesses in the DBA at the beginning of this year. Which function best models the total number of businesses, Y, the DBA plans to have as members X years from now? So, one thing, if you recognize, makes this problem really simple. We're going to look at two different approaches here. Number one is if you know that anytime you see the word per or each or every or even then that's an indication of slope. And keep in mind, when you're in y equals mx plus b, slope is your m. So notice here, it says n businesses per year. So the n probably has to be attached to the x. So look for where the n is attached to the x. It looks like these are exponential functions, c and d. It looks like these are linear functions. Why? Because it's a number each year. If it was a percent per year, then it would be exponential. But if it's a percent of the original, it would be linear. And that's kind of beside the point for this problem. The other thing is, if you see the word start in some form, start or starting or initial, or if you see the word begin in some form, then you've got your y-intercept. So notice it says B businesses in the DBA at the beginning of the year. So you know that your B is just B. So remember, y-intercept is your B here. Now you've got to identify whether it's going to be plus B or minus B. Well, if there were B businesses in the beginning of the year, are there a negative number of businesses? No, that doesn't make any logical sense. So we know it's got to be plus, so we know the correct answer is A. And that's how, if you know that, you could recognize the answer as soon as you look at the answer choices. As soon as you read it, 5 seconds more, and you have your answer. Now, let's say if you don't know that, what could you do? What you could do, whenever you have variables in the answer choices, is you can pick numbers, solve the question on your own, plug those numbers into each answer choice, and see what gives you the same answer. So for this one, let's say it wants to increase, and let's just pick simple numbers. Let's say it wants to increase the number of businesses per year by 2, and there are, let's say, 3 businesses in the beginning of the year. And it says the total number of businesses is Y. The DBA plans to have members X years from now. So let's say X equals 4. And then you could just think through the problem and figure your answer. Now, what I'm doing here is I've got 3 variables. I've got to solve for the 4th. I can't just pick a number for the 4th. And so in doing so, reading back through it, wants to increase its members by 2 per year, and there are 3 in the beginning of the year. So it's going to be 3 plus, and total number of businesses is Y. We need X years. 4 years from now. So 4 years from now, if you're increasing by 2 businesses per year, that's going to be 2 times 4, that's going to be 8. And Y is going to equal that. And so Y equals 3 plus 8, so Y equals 11. Okay. And now you have your numbers. All you're going to do is plug these into each answer choice and see what gives you the same thing. If we looked at the exponential ones, we have y equals 2 times 3 to the 4th. So following the order of operations, you have to do 3 to the 4th first. You get 81 times 2, you get 162. This does not work. Answer choice C, you'd have y equals 3 times n, which is 2, to the x, which is 4. And 2 to the 4th is going to give you 16 times 3 is 48. We just need 11. It's a modest goal they've got here. If you add y equals n, which is 2, in place of x you put 4, minus b, which is, your b is 3, then you get 8 minus 3, 5. Now we want more than that. And in answer choice A, you've got y equals 2, in place of x you put 4, in place of b you put 3, and you've got 8 plus 3, which is 11. So once again, A is your correct answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has difficulty when there are variables in the answer choices, or just translating into a linear equation, or telling the difference between linear and exponential. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it, and click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.